This edition of Newsmakers is devoted to the James B. Hunter Human Rights Awards, given each year to the organizations and individuals who did the most to further the cause of human rights in Arlington. Commission Chair Margaret Huang opened the program.
Each year, we hold the James B. Hunter Human Rights Awards ceremony to mark the occasion of the International Human Rights Day, held every year on December 10th. The theme for this year's International Human Rights Day is Human Rights Defenders Who Act to End Discrimination. Tonight, we are celebrating human rights defenders here in Arlington.
One of the reasons we're the type of community we are is because there are a lot of good people who have come through the years to make Arlington what it is today. One of those persons was a man whose name the awards tonight reflect, James B. Hunter. For those of us who had the privilege to know Jim, that's how I call him, and who influenced us and who pushed me to get involved, among other people. I mean, it seems that, whenever he asks you to do something, it's like you feel like you were doing some major adventure that you had to do, you couldn't say no. He had that kind of dedication, he had that kind of motivation, and because we all knew that he was a caring man who fought for human rights, always. He wanted equality for all was part of his culture. And so it's very fitting that the name of the awards reflect his name.
But the quote that came to my mind thinking about what I was going to say is I don't know, maybe I'm a nerd or something, but it's, John F. Kennedy's quote when he was in West Berlin in I think it was 62. He said, when he went to West Berlin talking to the Berliners, he said, freedom is indivisible, and when one man is enslaved, all are not free. And you think about what that means. I mean, when one of us is discriminated against, when one of us is felt uncomfortable or singled out because of the way we look, our sex, the way we act, something about us appears different, and we're singled out. We should all be offended by that. And we come to this occasion today, and I think with the people that are being honored today, those people stand up and they speak out. And they speak for people who don't have a voice. And that's what it's about, speaking out. That's what it's about, defending people who need our help.
The first awardee was the Arlington Coalition Against the Secure Communities program. These 7 community organizations urged the Arlington County Board to withdraw from the Department of Homeland Security's program.
This small group of folks, I was speaking to one of the members earlier today. What did she call it? She called it, Gail, she called it the ragtag group of folks. Came together on this local issue and turned it into something that had national impact. Arlington is one of 4 cities/counties that took on secure communities and made national waves. And I'm very proud of everyone up here. We, the coalition, are sharing this award with all those affected by secure communities and with the Arlington County Board that stood by Arlington's values and showed tremendous leadership and introduced a very inspiring resolution. In closing, I would like to thank all of the other recipients that are receiving awards tonight. Congratulations to all of you and putting up with all of us here. Thank you so much. And I'd like to close with a saying that has become something popular at Tenants and Workers, at least in my head, I think. And I direct this to all of us here, especially the ones receiving the award tonight. Que siga la lucha. Continue the fight. Thank you.
Judy Connelly has dedicated much of her life to preserving and protecting human rights. She has served as member and chair of the Arlington School Board, Community Services Board, and delegate to the Virginia General Assembly.
Thank you, James. Thank you to the commission members, because this is a really wonderful award. You're right, I did have the privilege to know Jim Hunter, and to know him was to be just swept up in his enthusiasm and his passion and his commitment to everybody in Arlington, especially those who were in need of one sort or another. He really was an inspiring guy. And I am very glad to see so many members of the community that are old friends, and they're really the ones who should be standing up here, because I think I'm just representative of the type of person that lives on almost every block in Arlington, that's willing to spend hours and hours and lots of energy doing what's needed to be done to make this the wonderful, vibrant, and caring community that it is.
Dr. Tom Connolly is a powerful advocate for free clinics. He was named Volunteer Medical Director of the Arlington Free Clinic in 2004.
I deserve about 1/160th of this award because that's the number of doctors who volunteer to help the free clinic, and they all do just about what I do. I will tell you about 3 emotions that I have at the free clinic. One is, as Charlotte says, the night after I see the patients. I think it's the highest point of the week when you're walking out back to your car and you know you've done something that's really helpful. The other thing is getting to know the people who are there, the volunteers particularly. People who know us know that we've been involved in democratic politics. Free Clinic, there's no difference between D's and R's, liberals and conservatives. They're Catholics, Protestants, Jews, people who don't go to church regularly, Muslims who are our volunteers there. And everybody is there to help out. So it's a wonderful, wonderful feeling to be there where people are just trying to do good and not try to get something out of it themselves other than their sense that they've done the right thing. The other emotion I have, though, is we have a couple of times a month a lottery. And these are people who come to try to become patients at the clinic. And each lottery has about 80 to 100 people come. We can only take 20. And that's the opposite emotion, as I just feel so sad. I can hardly be there at the lottery and see those people who need a physician and need a doctor and who can't afford one, and off they go and hope to come back the next month. We talk about American exceptionalism. That's, I guess, a new word in politics now. And I guess that's maybe one way to look at American exceptionalism is you have people who come together to make this free clinic work, but another is that we need the daggone free clinics. So maybe we'll get that straightened out. I'm honored to have this, and thank you very, very much. It's a great honor, and I knew Jim Hunter also, and it's an honor to have this in the footsteps of such a fine person. Thank you.
Since 1995, Barrett Elementary School's Project Interaction is an innovative instructional project that supports the learning environment for all students.
Kate Waller Barrett has long recognized that involving families and the community contributes to children's academic success. Since its inception in 1996, Project Interaction has sought to engage parents, teachers, students, and community groups in ways that are linked to student learning. Project Interaction works in several fronts. Building a welcoming, respectful, and inclusive learning community that values diversity, affirms student cultures, and builds cultural competence is important to the Barrett community, where diversity is seen and used as an asset for enhancing student learning. It has also sought to empower immigrant families to be advocates for their children and develop their leadership skills. Project Interaction has initiated many activities that help parents support their children's learning, both at home and at school.
I'd like to ask all 3 to come up and accept the award on behalf of Barrett. Congratulations. And that concludes our awards ceremony this evening. I'd like to ask you all to join me in applauding all 4 of our award winners one more time.
That's it for this edition of Newsmakers. All of us at AVN wish you the happiest of holidays.